Are purple caps that good into Pyro? Like, defensive layers in general feel really good into Pyro. Shields are really strong. I don't know if I'd single out Discomfort. Like, Shield of Valor seems like better rate for your buck than Discomfort is in that matchup. I would agree with you in that there's nothing you can do to beat every possible configuration of the Zerker board. But, like, I don't think that's very helpful, even though it might feel bad. But, like, the things that beat the Anvil version are very different than the things that beat the Claws version. Or the Steel Goob version. They're just more different comps that you're trying to deal with when talking about Zerker. Even if they're all on the surface, just double axe comps. This is probably bigger now. Yeah. Oh, I could have gotten 2 more life. I could make a Tusk Shield. I feel like Pyro's way more prescriptive than Zerker. I don't know where you're coming from with that. Zerker is Axe or Claws. The defensive layers are all pretty up in the air. Like, that's where the big difference is in Zerker. And realistically, you can play other weapons on Zerker. There's just no reason to, because the Axe is so consistent. But, like, Pyros are almost all Burning Sword. Or, like, Burning Sword Phoenix stuff. Or Burning Sword Friendly Fire stuff. I think the Fatigue build is good, but it hasn't really caught on.
Okay.
Yay! I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the semantics of the argument would even be. Like, I don't think arguing power based on one class having a single more linear line really makes any sense. Like, you could be the best class in the game while only having one comp. I don't think anything about only having one comp makes you worse as long as that comp is consistent. Maybe Tusk Piercer? Wait, is Tusk Piercer a real weapon? Tusk Piercer plus Tusk Poker? Wombo combo? And then we goob him? Pretty slow goob trigger. Big damage. Not bad, not bad. Now, where do we go from here? Bow number 2. The stam's a little bit janky, but... Nah, I just want better goob triggers. Could set me up for another Tusk Poker. Here's my goob trigger. Well, that's great. It's all coming together now. And we fight double weapon Reaper with a Shield of Valor. Poor Reaper. That is not the matchup they wanted. So now what? We're not generating spikes, so it's never Poison Ivy. It could be Piercing Arrow. 2 Rainbow Coops. Are you playing Ranger correctly? Probably not, but I'm happy for you. I feel like all of my Ranger games that go well are still Big Bowl of Treats. I don't know. What's Arrow doing? Go here. It's expensive. Spike bow actually good. It's always been good early. It just falls off really hard. Yeah, it's always been good early. It just falls off really hard. Like, this damage doesn't scale. It's just It does +8. No! Rats! Give me the rats! Nah, hammer can't break Lucky Pig. Don't need another Lucky Pig. I will take luck, though. Probably gonna sell this other pig soon. I don't know. I think I lose to more rapiers than I beat. It's a scary weapon. Yeah, not quite. Not quite. Often do you see rapiers? Not often. A couple times a night. Second bow is not empowered. Correct. It is a trigger. This doesn't, like, wrap around. Okay, maybe now. This wants to be the blueberry. That's the fast rat. I convert pig into lucky pig. Could... I don't know. Do I want to be able to sell the pig, or do I just want to consolidate it? Because we could sell the pig now and just grab a clover. It's also pretty good. We've got enough things to lucky pig. Sure. Bop. Sure. On sale? Sure. There's my squirrel. This is why we don't play melee weapons. We've got the stam to deal with a moon shield, so that's good to know. Rats, rats, rats. Stand bag top with belt. We can, if that does something. Like, I kind of want this, but then we need to move the pigs. We've got 2 fast rats. Wasting one of the pig stars, but that doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Not bad. Rats, rats, rats. Probably want to speed up the weapons, right?
Okay.
Yippee. How much blind are the rats inflicting? Not very much. Okay. Maybe? And replace the tusk bow? I don't know. I guess Grace would be better. Garlic on shield. Is this game good? Yes, that's why people play it. People usually don't play games that aren't good. Yep. Quattro, also pretty good. Very different game, though. I'll agree for a turn. Or... Lamp's not happening, right? Even on sale. What do we need it for? I want to have the luck, too. I'd rather crit. We're probably good on rats, right? Second acorn on short bow. It would be nice, but where? Possibly overvaluing the star on the Lucky Pig, or on the Big Bull, but it is a pretty good star. Just the star on the poker doesn't matter at all now that we're Fortuna's gracing. Oh wait, this wants to be here, right? Grab Glowing Crown, we can find like a mana orb. Got some blueberries to potentially trigger it.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Not bad. It's too much blind. I might have lost that because of the crown. It ate my mana, which made the blueberries not gen luck. Sure. These need to be here. That works. Give up pigs? No, these pigs are great. They're not econ items. They're making the Big Bull trigger more, which gives me more Steel Group procs. If you're making Lucky Pig, I don't think you're ever planning to sell the Lucky Pigs. Would like a mana orb. There we go. Okay. Let's see, where can this go? I make the hedgehog and a rat a little slower. Sure. Last round. Oh, I should be rolling with Boxen. Whoops. Ooh, keep.
Okay.
Woo! It's not that many triggers. How much work is Steel Cube doing? It's the reason we have any damage. Yeah, I don't know. So, already sort of knew this worked, but it did work. Steel Cube smooths the curve of playing Ranger so well. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that necessarily. Steel Cube's very core to a lot of comps. Like, a lot of different weapons just don't work unless you make a Steel Cube. It feels forced. But you do get it on curve. Like, Steel Cube's not usually amazing the turn you're getting it, but it starts to pop off in the later game. Like, being able to just continue playing your Tusk Pokers, then have them be reasonable weapons. Or, like, scale flat damage on a Fortuna's Grace that double swings. This really isn't even that much better than another Tusk Poker would be. When you could, if you assume that this double attacks every time, it's 22 damage a shot. Or 22 DPS. This is 14 DPS. And it doesn't have any of the fanny packs on it. I guess you can fanny pack up the Fortuna's Grace. Where you can only put, like, one fanny pack on the Tusks. The big spike bow is really nice to have early on. I probably should make that one when I see early bow and arrow. That weapon seems great. Like, even if you end up not leaving it, it's still just like another... Well, maybe it is worse than Tusk Poker in the late game. Did you hold a second poker for later? No. Like, it's probably not worth swapping out if you already have it. But it is a reason to not buy the bow for Fortuna's Grace if you can get away with just double Tusk Poker. Like, why spend the 8 gold and try to fumble around with your space in the mid-game on a bow and arrow when 2/2x1 items also do the same thing? Like, most of the games that we have been losing going Steel Goob, multiple Tusk Poker has been when we take Mega Clover instead of Big Bowl of Treats. Big Bowl makes leaning on the Steel Goob so much better. They're just such fast triggers. These are what, effectively like 1.6, 1.5 second triggers, something like that, when you consider Big Bull double proc. That's not really what I want to be doing. We know Steel Goober Big Bull stuff is good. We know when Mega Clover gets to live, it's very good rounds like 15 to 18. We know Hammer Dagger's the same way. What about Carrot Goob? What about Carrot Goob? Isn't it just a bad Steel Goob? This is temporary in power, this is permanent in power. It's also probably easier to make a Steel Goob. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a quick break.